How many of you, show of hands, have ever had one of those pimples that was like under the surface and it's so painful and it's way down deep? Anyone ever had that before? And then you go to pop it and it's like, oh, you know what I'm saying? It just hurts. So I had one of these in the middle of this week. I affectionately referred to her as Mount Zitless. I mean, it was just enormous. And so I woke up in the morning, and I don't know, for those of you that are dermatology people, I probably did it wrong, but I wash my face, I don't touch it with my fingers, because I don't want to spread the oils and all that, So I get in there, I pop it, and then I get to work, I'm like, it kind of still hurts a little bit, and go throughout the day, and man, by 4 p.m. that day, this thing was like 4 times the size that it was, and I'm surprised my coworkers didn't just be like, did you have leave pizza on your face or something like that? From you want to wipe his face or something like that? So I get home that night and I'm like, oh man, I gotta deal with this thing. So I get in the mirror, I pop the one part, I'm like, it still kind of hurts. Then I pop it again on the side. There was 2 that were there. And I'm like, oh man, this is still hurting, and I don't really know why. So I'm like, I'm just gonna give it all I've got. You know what I mean? I know, I'm losing all the ladies in the audience right now. And I just look in there and I'm like, boom! I mean, this thing just all over the mirror. I'm not exaggerating. And it's just like, oh my gosh. But I gotta tell you, by the way, this is the good stuff that God spoke to me during my time away. See, it helps, that's why. When that sucker was popped, I felt so much better. I was like, oh man, that was it. Way down deep there was a problem that I needed to deal with. And once I got it out, I was like a whole new man. I really am. Here's what I've realized in my life. I really believe that relational problems are like painful pimples. If you don't deal with them, they're just going to keep hurting. You got to get down there. You got to just do what you got to do. You got to do that hard thing, and you got to solve it, or else it's just going to keep oozing and pussing. But, there's also I'm going to take this illustration a little further. Here we go. Just hang tight. It's almost over. Sometimes when they're under the skin, and no matter how hard you push, they're not going to pop. You know what I'm talking about? So sometimes you got to wait for the right time. And sometimes you got to wait for when you're in a space, when the other, and so it takes discernment. But I know this, if you don't deal with the hard thing that's in front of you, it is not going to go away. And so I want to encourage you to do the hard thing that you have to do first.